Hello, BookTube. I've got some mail for you today on an overcast and very rain-threatening day, which once again contains an optical illusion, because there is indeed a bean in this picture. She is just laid flat, watching her kingdom. We have some watery light here. There's no way to avoid that. This place eats light anyway, and on a day like today, you forget about it. But we have some periodicals. We have, for instance, the Bedford Times Press from Bedford, Iowa, small Iowa newspaper that has my column. It runs my column every week. Always great fun. I read the rest of the Bedford Times Press. I feel like I know the community now, but I also love seeing my own work. That's always lots of fun. Then we have the Martha's Vineyard Gazette, nice big black and white newspaper from the island of Martha's Vineyard off the coast of Massachusetts. I write book reviews for them. I don't have a review in this issue, but I love the Gazette. Absolutely love it. Like most people, I started at the back. I go straight to the three columns in the back, one on all of outdoors, one on birds, and one on gardening. Just staples of reading the Gazette. Then we have the New Yorker. This is the last issue of the year, the December 26th issue, which is full of cartoons. So I don't really know what's going on there. Maybe it's a new editorial direction. But it does have, who was the unlucky person who got the job? David Denby, who's one of their literary poobahs, got the job of reassessing, of evaluating Norman Mailer. Because there's a new Library of America volume of Mailer, and that is strikes the perfect tuning chord for a lot of book review editors out there in the world who think, when these big Leviathans get drawn up on a hook, we gotta go at them again. I gotta find the most poobah-ish of my poobahs and get them to wax about Norman Mailer for 1,000 words or 2,000 words or 3,000 words. The guy was never worth that much space, even when he was dominating the literary landscape of America. I had to go live through those years. I'm hoping that retrospectives like this, that again, like with the Cormac McCarthy pieces, were written years ago. They are completely predictable. And I would hope that they are a dying thing. I would hope that in another year or 2 or 5, no one will think to do this anymore. Whether Norman Mailer has a new reprint out or not, that no one will think to do it. The answer will be no. There are plenty of other things to write about. But anyway, I'll read it. Certainly, I have a 2-volume Library of America set of Norman Mailer. I don't think I have the new one that everyone's writing about, but I'll get it for sure. But then we have the mail. So let's see what we have here. I imagine these will all be 2023 releases. This first one is in an envelope and then cardboard. So is that self-published? There's a face I know well. Wow, okay, wasn't expecting that. Right, I was contacted about this. Okay, this came out in November, so this is a 2022 release. This is by Rachel Silber Devlin, and it is snapshots of my father, John Silber. Those of you who are from Massachusetts and of a certain age will recognize that face. I certainly do. That is who we're talking about here. Let me introduce you here. This book is a candid and extensively illustrated biography of John Silber, who entirely transformed Boston University as its president and was a controversial yet intellectually formidable candidate for governor of Massachusetts. In this book, Rachel Silber Devlin looks at her family and her father's trajectory from Texas to Boston and what life became like there. She examines his personality and temperament, and she describes his later years, the hardships he weathered, and his continued accomplishments out of the public eye. Fantastic. Okay, fantastic. This is a figure who needs a biography. I never really think that you're getting what you need when it comes from a family member, but these are also a tradition. The tradition of great men, John Silber was a great man, getting not only a biography, but also a revealing family portrait. A loving, reverential, revealing family portrait. That's what this will be. The full-scale biography will have to wait. I don't think there's been one, or I think I would have seen it. But this is a November release, so this is a very rare thing for a mail haul these days, where it goes straight on the TBR for tonight. I'll read it tonight. I doubt that any of the rest of these will be 2022 releases. That seems hard to believe. let's take a look and find out. I imagine these will all be at least January's. What have we got here? Okay. I don't recognize this at all. Let's see what we have here. Oh no! Oh no! This isn't even November. This is October of 2022. Oh goodness! All right. Well, this is by Charlotte Van Den Broek, translated by David McKay, and it's called Bold Ventures: 13 Tales of Architectural Tragedy. Really nice cover design there with the tragedies, the architectural tragedies involved in red, outlined against their backdrops. But this came out in mid-October, so this is a long time getting to me. What have we got here? So the author is a Belgian poet and traveled in the United States and Europe for 3 years, gathering stories of architects driven to suicide by flaws in their design. This book explores structures as varied as churches, swimming pools, theaters, post offices, libraries, museums, and kinetic sculptures in locations as diverse as Turnhout, Ostend, Rome, Vienna, Naples, Washington, D.C., and Colorado Springs. Spanning hundreds of years of history and exploring the nature of creative endeavor, the godlike ambition, the crushing defeat of failure, through the stories of 13 tragic architects. So is that true? All these architects killed themselves? What kind of a book is that going to make? Providing solace and consolation to anyone who's ever risked their hand at a creative act. Okay, well, this also goes on a TBR. No reason not to, right? Somebody went to the bother of sending it to me. I don't know anything about the subject. That is kind of strange, though. All right, so we're getting in there. We're getting into the mail haul. We still haven't hit a 2023 release. Shows you what I know. Let's see what this next one is. Oh, okay, great. All right, we actually heard about this before. This is also a 2022 release. Incredible. This comes out on December 27th. It's effectively a 2023 release. But we've already heard about this. We just didn't see it because I got a pub sheet with the wrong book. This is The White House Plumbers. It's an original trade paperback. It's going to be $18, and it comes out in a few days. It comes out at the very end of this year. So does this come out earlier than that and maybe just not make it? No, 2022. A version of this book entitled Integrity was published in 2007 by Public Affairs. Okay, I don't know what that means. What does that mean, a version of this? Was it this book? How different was that original version? And ordinarily, questions like that for me would be urgent. I'd be jumping all over it. As soon as I finish the video, I would be researching the heck out of this. But it's 2022, and I'm largely done with 2022. I'm largely not interested in it anymore. I'm largely shutting down. All of the lower stories and the outer annexes are shutting down. So I don't, at the moment, I know it sounds bad, but I don't really care how different this is from a book that came out in 2007. I have it now, so it's a paperback original, so I will read it, and it's another 2022 release, so I'll read it tonight. This is about, the subtitle is The 7 Weeks That Led to Watergate and Doomed Nixon's Presidency. But none of these things, they're all of interest in one way or another, but none of them are in the running for anything this late in the year. They've just reached me too late, that's all. Now we've got 3 or 4 packages left, and I'm wondering if anything in here is going to be a 2023 release. Well, let's see what this next one is. Maybe it's just a case of publicists clearing out their decks. Maybe that's what's happening here. Maybe they're just not, I'm not going to get any. Maybe these are all going to be older books. Okay. What are you? Oh, no, okay, great. January. This is a January release, but it is a finished copy. This is My Father's House by Joseph O'Connor. Lovely cover there. What is going on with this Europa editions? What is going on with 2023 book covers? I have a shtick at all developed about how bad book covers are. I don't think I've hit a bad one yet for 2023. Let's see here. The setting of this novel is September 1943. German forces occupy Rome. Gestapo boss Paul Hauptmann rules with terror. Hunger is widespread. Rumors fester. The war's outcome is far from certain. Diplomats, refugees, and escaped Allied prisoners flee for protection into Vatican City, at 1/5 of a square mile, the world's smallest state, a neutral, independent country within Rome. A small band of unlikely friends, led by a courageous Irish priest, is drawn into deadly danger as they seek to help those seeking refuge. And this is book number 1 in a trilogy called the Rome Escape Line Trilogy. Fantastic. Okay, well, this comes out on the very last day of January. This at least is a 2023 release. That's great. So this does not go on the to-be-read pile tonight. All 3 of the things before it do, not that one. Let's see. This next one is Light as a Feather. Could be a slim volume of poetry. Let's see. No, it's not. It's a thin paperback. What have we got here? Oh no, I don't believe this. Oh, all right. Well, this came out on November 1st. This book did. So I am now certain that this is just a case of publishers clearing off stuff before they head out for 2 weeks of vacation. This is by Pierre Singaravelo, Karim Miske, and Mark Ball, and it's called Decolonization. Unsung Heroes of the Resistance, and it's translated by Willard Wood. It came out on November 1st. This is an adaptation of a wildly popular documentary series in France, and it abounds with gripping historical vignettes and is woven with color photos throughout. Here, the co-authors strive to tell the story of the right way around, from the point of view of its main actors, the people seeking their freedom. Give voice to the revolt. This breath of there should be giving voice to the revolt. This breath of air gusting far and wide. This fierce energy constantly dissipating and regrouping. Okay, well, what is this, though? Because I don't know anything about the documentary. Decolonization started on the very first day of colonization. From the arrival of the first Europeans, the peoples of Africa and Asia rose up. No one willingly accepts being subjugated. But in order to one day regain freedom, you must first and foremost stay alive. Faced with the Europeans' machine guns, the colonized took up the fight in other ways, from civil disobedience to communist revolution, by way of soccer and literature. Interesting. Okay, so I've got a full reading slate now of new releases from 2022. I did not think that was going to happen. I never know what I'm going to get in mail hauls. But filling out 2022 is one of the last things I expected. Okay, what is this next one? Is this also going to be a 2022 release? I'm just assuming now it is. I'm just assuming that publishers are clearing their desks, and I am the happy recipient. I don't need that. I don't need any of this. What is this? 2022 release. This came out in November 2022. This is The Rebel and the Thief by Jean-Philippe Sencler, translated by Imogen Taylor. Very pretty thing. And this is a moving tale of forbidden love and extraordinary courage in the face of disaster. A novel, I assume. Yes. 18-year-old Neri and his family live in a modest but secure life working in the villa of the wealthy Benzies family. But when the pandemic comes, they are all let go and left staring into the abyss of abject poverty. As their situation grows increasingly desperate, the once rule-abiding monastery student decides he won't wait at the mercy of a corrupt, indifferent government and rebels against his father's resigned acceptance. Interesting. So, a COVID book. Yeah, so it's a work in translation, but it must have come out in 2021. Yeah, 2021. This came out in 2021. Okay, so The Rebel and the Thief, a COVID novel. Interesting. And the bean staring at you. How are you doing? She's equally disconcerted that we are not getting any 2023 books. We've got one so far. This is our last shot. I'd be willing to bet a Boston cream pie that this is a 2022 release. Just getting to me, just being sent to me because leaving the office. Let's take a look and see. Boy, oh boy, we have a lot of extra paperwork on a lot of these things. Let's see. Oh no, this is January 10th, 2023. This is also a work in translation, also translated by Willard Wood. Must get a lot of work. This is Theseus His New Life by Camille de Toledo, translated by Willard Wood. Another nice cover. The upside down hat, the fact that these are all in different orientations really makes it. Good Lord, what's going on here? So what? Will this be a myth retelling? Got a lot of blurbs, that's for sure. This book offers a mesmerizing, poetic autofiction. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. This is a memoir. About the quest to find meaning in a family tragedy and a sense of self after loss. In 2012, Theseus heads east in search of a new life, fleeing the painful memories of his past, the suicide of his older brother, the death of his mother, shortly followed by the death of his father. He takes 3 boxes of archives, leaving everything in disarray, and boards the last night train with his children. He thinks he's heading toward the light, towards reinvention, but a past quickly catches up with him. With a stunning mix of poetry and prose, echoing the works of Daniel Mendelssohn, Jonathan Safran Foer, and W.G. Sebald, the author beautifully captures the conflicting urges to look back at or away from our complex histories. Made all the more poignant through the scattered contents of Theseus's archives, black and white photos, fragments of handwritten notes. Okay, but they're your handwritten notes. They're your photos and fragments. They're from the author's own life. Okay. I will have to get to this in the new year. I'm very happy, at least in the way it looks. I'm probably going to get very tedious to the rest of you because I am not going to give in to the gaslighting of autofiction. I'm not going to do it. I don't care how many people in my own industry say to do it. I'm not going to call a work of memoir a work of fiction. I'm not going to do it. If it's heavily autobiographically influenced, well, plenty of D.H. Lawrence is that. Plenty of W.H. Mom is like that. But it can't be the work. It can't be autobiography, straight taken from your Facebook feed. And I'm getting a little bit tired of being told that just because an author says a book is fiction, even though it's obviously patently not, that I should call it that. We will see. No one's actually pressuring me. I can do whatever I want. We'll see. We'll see how it all goes. At least this is one that I don't have to think about. So this is a long mail haul, mostly full of 2022 books. The last thing I expected so late in the year. But we have Theseus, His New Life, which comes out in January. We have The Rebel and the Thief, translated literature, but from this year. We have Decolonization, nonfiction manifesto, also translated, and also from this year. We have My Father's House by Joseph O'Connor, an author I like, and this is the first book in a trilogy about Rome during World War II. We have The White House Plumbers, at last with its correct pub sheet, also a 2022 release. We have Bold Ventures, about architectural failures and the lives they cost, also a 2022 release. And we have Snapshots of My Father, John Silber, by his daughter, which is going to be a weird experience to read, but probably I don't think it's any surprise, especially the 3 of you who know me in real life, that I will be reading that first. This afternoon, before I even get to the reading time tonight, I will be reading that. So there you go. A little bit of a surprising mail haul full of 2022 releases. So, I don't know how many more mail hauls there will be. Probably one tomorrow. And then the weekend, anybody's guess. So I will take you along. So we will find out together. Thank you, BookTube.